Good morning, church. My name is Chandler, and I work here on the Vista campus with our 11th and 12th grade high school ministry. And the gem that I want to share with you this morning is found in the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 31. They were these people that after God freed the Israelites from Egypt and basically set them free and they got in the promised land, he set up these appointed leaders to save Israel if they found themselves in trouble by other nations, or if they just had any corruption amongst themselves. These people would bring them back to God, basically. It was these spiritual leaders that kept reminding them of who they were. And so we find the stories of these judges in their own corruption and just how they messed up a lot of times in their own life. And in Judges 3:31 is this judge named Shamgar, and this is what it said in verse 31. After Ehud came, Shamgar, son of Anath, who struck down 600 Philistines with an ox guard, he too saved Israel. And then that's it. It's just one verse. That's all this judge gets in the Bible. He just gets one verse and then it moves on to the next judge of Israel. And I remember reading this and it was almost laughable to me. Like I just sat here and was thinking, really? That's all you're going to get? This guy who had this great military victory, who saved Israel, and all you give him is one verse? He too saved Israel? And what I realize is a lot of times in my own life, I want to be this David of the Bible. I want to be this Moses or this other person. I want all the glory and the attention and all these different things. And sometimes I feel like God is just calling me to one verse. And obviously, none of us made it into the Bible. These are stories of people in the past. But I'm like, when's my story going to be written? When is this going to be about me? And as it talks about in Scripture, we must decrease so that Christ can increase. And I think what happens in a lot of our lives is we expect, to be at the grocery store and you're standing in line and you're talking with the clerk and you start asking them about faith, and then all of a sudden you turn around, the guy is questioning you about faith, and you convert 3 people in the grocery line and the clerk, and then everyone becomes a Christian, and you start giving this revival meeting in your grocery store, and then you start like this Bible group. And we're like, God, when's my moment? When's my time? When am I going to have this great saving of people? And I think that God is excited for people like this who just get one verse, who sometimes go unnoticed but have done great work for his kingdom. You see, in North Coast Church, we talk a lot about just impacting the world around us and the people at our work and schools and different things like that. And I think that we get this idea of like, when are we going to make this great impact? But we have a church of 12,000 people. If each one of you, just today and over the next course of a year, picked one person and you said, I'm going to influence this person, and everyone picked someone and brought them to church, and our church doubled in size, that's where this expansion, this impact of our church keeps growing. And we hear this term revival that happens in the church a lot, where we go, when are we going to get this great revival? When are we going to have these sermons that are pronounced above big audiences and people are marching in masses back to Christ? But I heard this great quote one time, actually from Christopher Hilton, and he said, we so badly ask God, like, when am I going to change the world? When am I going to be this difference maker, this person who just impacts the nation, like this Paul or one of the apostles? And Chris said, we don't need to change the world. We just need to change somebody's world. And so North Coast, sometimes you guys might just be called to this one verse. You might feel like you want this great story throughout the Bible, as if you want your tale told and to be written about, that you saved all these people. But sometimes God is just calling you to influence the person next to you. And if we all pick up in our own lives, if we look at one person and say, I'm gonna be intentional with this person, I'm gonna influence them, care about them, love them, and I'm going to get them to be a part of the kingdom, a part of the family, just imagine the revival we can start. So North Coast, as you go about your day to day, find someone and just start influencing that person. Remember, you don't need to change the world. You just need to change someone's world. I hope you guys find this encouraging as you go about your day, and find that one special person that you can be an influence to, that you can show God to. Thanks, North Coast. Have a great day.